my name is Don and welcome to another episode of Follow My Rangers Let's Play. Again, I'm going to apologise for sound quality today. I'm just trying to stop shouting. I'm basically sleeping, I'm playing in the same room as everyone's sleeping, just the way everything's worked out. It's obviously quite early in the morning. I'm just trying to get this recorded so I can continue on with the save. Really, it's one of the few things that's keeping me sane right now. And keeping me going, just a little bit of relaxation and just playing some Football Manager alongside everything else. So again, I apologise if you hear any snoring, snuffing, coughing or anything like that in the background as well. Obviously it cannot be helped. Today we have the pre-Christmas game against Celtic. Nothing really much to talk about other than the league table and results other than that. So let's get into them. So the last game we played Hibs, it was a drab 0-0. We followed it up with a very poor 1-1 draw against St Johnstone, who at the time were 11th in the league. They scored early, they had a player sent off early in the second half, and it took us till the 86th minute to even get on level terms. It was a very poor show overall. Then we had a scrappy win against Dundee. Earliest thunderbolt from Seamus Connolly. I hope I've pronounced that right. Again, another fantastic goal against us, and then a Joe Garner double. The abnorm at this stage of the season, his form has really dropped. This is sort of a rarity now. In fact, I think this is the only goal he has scored since Kilmarnock. He is still top goal scorer in the league, of course, so we'll go into that in a minute. Then we had a very good performance away to Hamilton. They are bottom of the league now. It was already 2-0 before they had a player sent off, and then we made it 3-0 with Jordan Thompson in the second half. Then we had Aberdeen, another okay 2-0 win, nothing spectacular. They did have 10 men for the majority of this game though, so we should be expecting to win. Another free kick from Tavernier, second week in a row. It was first goal of the season was against Hamilton, his second against Aberdeen. And then a scruffy 1-1 draw at Hearts. This was a very disappointing game. McGee on goal giving us a point. I believe he's back on loan at the club unless they've actually re-signed him. Looks like they have actually. Oh no, he was on loan at Middlesbrough. Man, misunderstanding then. Middlesbrough obviously just having a little scout. Squad wise, we have a lot of injuries and a lot of suspensions. Please tell me they've not hit all the suspensions at once again. So if transition looks a little bit weird, I sneezed, so I'm going to try and edit that out. Overall, we've got quite a few injuries and we've got a couple of suspensions. I hope they're not all going to hit at once here. I think Tavernier is actually one yellow away. I think Luke Wallace has hit, but they've maybe gave us an extra game or so. Jordan Rossiter is out for today's game, as you can see. Just a yellow card strike, so a bit unfortunate, but it's going to happen in those positions where you expect someone to defend. Injury wise, Cammy Kerr's out for a while. He's out for another 3 to 4 weeks, but he's been out for a good few weeks already, which is an issue. But if Wallace or Tavernier, do get suspended. We've got John McGinn, he's out for most of the season. A little bit disappointing, particularly he is such a key player for us. We'll be looking to bring someone in for that role in January. Person I've brought in to rival him is Josh Harrop, who's still out for at least until January anyway. And then some time to get match fit again, which will be in the youth team. He had a wee loan spell at Motherwell last season and very well, so it was fairly capable he could come in, but unfortunately it's not been the case, and I think that's for the first team. I think a lot in the under-20s though. I think when you went here and you scrolled down and you looked at injuries, so still 9 players injured. It was like 11 at one point. When you actually go into the league, it only said 3, 4, sorry, but maybe I'm making it out to be worse than what it is. Overall though, we've still got a fairly strong squad. I think managed to address the depth issue that we had in the summer fairly well. Stephen McLean's not got any games yet still. Unfortunately for us, he's got quite a bit of youth team games just to keep up the match fitness. Gordon Greer did get some first team football, didn't really work out great, and bringing in Michael Devlin back into the team has been an absolute godsend, to be honest with you. Greer already on the decline, he's ready to retire pretty much, and it shows. Elsewhere, Scott Bain does return for this game. He returned for the last couple of games, but back in for a recorded game. I believe Liam Kelly played last time against Hibs. And other than that, I think there's nothing team-wise to discuss, so we'll get on to the the league table. So we are 1 point behind Celtic with this game going into this game. It is at Parkhead, so and last season obviously home advantage was everything in Old Firm game, so hopefully we can go to Parkhead and do well. We do have Hibs very much on our coattails as well. They've managed to keep up the pace with both Old Firm teams, helped none in part by Jason Cummings' 12 goals. Wonder how much it would cost to sign him now. I turned him down for 1.2 million last season. I do not have a scout report currently because I removed him from a short list, so he's not been getting the repeated scout reports. Joe Garner with us has one more goal, and Lee Griffiths with Celtic a few less. Still doing well. And Bendetti, this left back looks absolutely quality. 26-year-old Italian. Doing very well. We'll get into the stats, and then there's a couple of actual contract stuff I need to discuss with you before we go. So, yellow games won, that's not a relevant stat. Games lost, yellow cards, here we are. So, yellow cards, Jordan Rossiter on 6, Lee Wallace on 6. So yeah, both of them have got suspensions to serve. Thankfully, they've not hit in the same game. And I believe James Tavernier will be somewhere about with 5, because he is one game away from that. Unless they've both been yellow since they've had their ban and just not served it yet. Distance covered per 90 minutes is an interesting one. We've got Andres Pereira on 14.23. Very good runner. His average performance hasn't been brilliant, but it's good to see him up there. Nobody else in the top 20 for us. Average rating though, we have James Tavernier, Vincent Sasso, Joe Garner and Lee Wallace. Garner's been very poor recent weeks. That would have been above an 8 earlier on this season from him. And obviously Tavernier's got a couple of goals recently. Vincent Sasso, so let's discuss him. He has signed a new contract. And you only signed in summer, so why are you saying to me he signed a new contract? Well, he had a release clause for a foreign club of £350,000. Now if you look, he's worth 1.9 million. I went to him and I said, listen, I'll give you an extra few thousand a week if you just sign a new contract. And we've got it up to 4.5 million, which is a fee that I think I could probably just about replace him for. But at the same time, he's just so good in the air. This guy, 6'3", 14 head and 15 jump and reach. He's just so absolutely dominant in the air. Nothing, very little gets past him anyway. And I've been very impressed with him, and he has been our stalwart, our star midfielder, as you see. 6 appearances in Europa League and 18 in the league, making him the most consistent played defender. Goals we've already covered really. Adam Rooney's scored a few against us, and that's why he's up there virtually. I think very few goals against anyone else. Minutes per goal, obviously Garner leading that race. Jordan Hugill, who I imagine will be Aberdeen's backup striker, taking second place. Sorry, I apologise if there's any sniffles. I'm already going to be editing a lot for this video because of the earlier sneezing, so I don't really want to edit too much of it out. Andre Dozzell, Chris Kane and Jason Cummings all up there with the key passes. Joe Garner up there as well. Ainsley Niles also rounds off the top 10 for us, which is good to see. Cross completion ratio, Joe Dodu, one of our players out on loan at Hamilton. Good to see him doing well. I don't think he's going to come in and get any real game time with us. I'm probably just going to look to sell him on fairly quickly. I think Matthew Knox is now caught up in current ability, at least going by the star rating. We will compare just now, compare with Matthew Knox. Where are you? Knox, there we go. So yeah, as you can see, there's not much in it. Knox is slightly better attacking. Dodu's maybe a bit quicker, a bit more physical, and maybe a bit mentally better, but technically and attacking wise, which is the two stats I'm looking for in a striker. Matthew Knox takes it away, so I'll probably look to just sell him on when he comes back. Dribbles per game, James Tavernier. Now, I think it was GWFM that said he had really low dribbling in his game. He's got 13 in mine. So it's not surprising to see that. That 17 free kick taking has been an absolute godsend for us. Gets us so many points with that alone. Not so much this season, but certainly he's picked up a couple in recent weeks, which have got us off the bat. Offsides, not really a stat we want to really be high on, and Joe Garner is in 6th, which is good enough for me. Tackles per game, is anything interesting there? We have a lot of the ball, so I don't expect us to have many players in there, and that's not. Sticks leading to goal, we want to be low here. Joey Barton's got 1 in his 1 appearance, and Jordan Greer has 1 in a few appearances, but with 8 mistakes total. Barton actually had 3 in that one game, so that's a bit worrying. Key tackles, Vincent Sasso again, he's up there. Joined 3rd, I think it's 5th because of the minutes played. But again, we have a lot of the ball. Tavernier up there in the top 10 and Greer just outside. Interceptions by Sasso, look at this. 12 interceptions more than anyone else. I don't know how much game time this Liam Lindsay's had, obviously. This guy actually looks like a half-decent defender. I'm going to scout him. This is just on a quick look, to be honest. He's 6 foot, which isn't really my sort of usual signing. But he's played 18 games in the Premiership this season, and he's just out there with Sasso. So I'm going to scout him to see how well he's doing. Mark Reynolds, I sort of expect that from. He's only 22 as well, so it could be worthwhile just keeping an eye on him. Considered Scott Bain's top of the list, unfortunately, and he's obviously played less games than some. Going forward, we've been fantastic. Defensively, we've been worrying, and that's really the reason for that. What is good to see is Liam Kelly's not here, unless it's just showing a top 12, because there's only 12 teams. I am not sure, but yeah, again, here we go. Teams, clean sheets. Scott Bain is joint 3rd with 5. 2 behind the leaders of Jamie McDonald and Scott Fox of Hibs. And Liam Kelly's down here with 2 in 4 appearances. So that's good to see that Liam Kelly's there. Being honest, is he going to play long term for us? No, he's not, because we've got Josh Donaldson and Robbie McCrory to come back. I did sign him a new contract. It was just really more of a let's get some money for him, although I may be looking at his wage and regretting that a bit now, because I don't think I'm going to sell him for a huge amount. Saves held, Scott Bain up in 9th, which is a bit disappointing, and Liam Kelly, obviously only 4 appearances, so not really anything to be worried about. And saves parried, Liam Kelly down at 18th, and Scott Bain at 9th again. So that's that. Other contract wise, so I've covered Kelly, I've covered Sasso. Tavernier, I did offer a contract to, I just wasn't willing to pay what his agent wanted. He's got a year left as well. Lee Wallace, my board, he's got another year left. Again, the backroom staff are recommending not giving him a new contract. I'm going to give him one anyway, if I can, particularly if I can get him to reduce his wage. Mostly because there's not really a huge amount of choice in left backs. I think there's 1 or 2, but they're going to cost an absolute fortune. And it'd be nice to let him see out his career with Rangers. Anyway, we're going to get on with the game now. I'm just going to go and select the team and sort my nose out while I do that, so that I don't have to edit out any more. So I'll be back in the match screen. Thank you very much. And sort of putting the team together, I realised this was episode 13, so a little bit of unlucky 13 with my sneezing and nose. It's going to be a lot more editing than normal. But here's the team that we're going to go with. We're going to go with Bain, Tavernier, Devlin, Sasso, Wallace, off full strength back 5. Jack Thompson and Andy Halliday in the more defensive minded midfield roles, although Halliday's not really defensive minded role there. Nor near full strength, obviously McGinn and Rossiter would be a far stronger proposition, but usable. Maitland, Niles, Holt, Pereira taking the attacking midfield roles. Maitland, Niles is sort of taking that spot off Barry Mackay, just because when you look at the form here, like even the last 5 games, 7.88 for Maitland, Niles, and 6.88 and 6.68 for Barry Mackay. Overall in the season, it's actually even worse. I think it's 6.89 for Mackay and a 6.96. So neither have been outstanding. But Maitland Niles has been slightly better. And to really add to that, you see all the key passes he made in the stats previously. And Garner leading the line. If Garner has a horror show again, I'm going to be absolutely gutted. This is our chance to go back top of the league again. A win here would send us top. A draw would be okay. It would maintain a 3-point gap to Hibs, while staying in touch with Celtic. And a draw wouldn't be disastrous. 4 points is very much catchable. Not with our form right enough, but it is catchable. We've been sort of hit and miss recently, although this probably should be our title charge season. The board have not requested it. I really should go through the Celtic team. So they've got Rob Elliott in goal with Lustig, Toure, Sivichenko, Kolarov in defence, Morgan holding, Rogic, Callum McGregor in the midfield roles, Scott Sinclair and Zuber in the wide roles, and Lee Griffiths up top. Actually, what foot are you? Please, right footed. Okay. Closing down, no. Tackling, no. Weaker foot, yes. You're already on weaker foot and closing down. Tackling hard, actually. Scott Sinclair, you're right footed as well, aren't you? Yes. Not sure how they're going to play him as a winger. As a winger on this side, can you really do this role? To an extent. What's your crossing? 11. Okay. Don't want you cutting in. I don't really want you cutting inside either though. Okay, I'm just going to leave that like that because I'm not really sure how to deal with him there. Tell the supporters about the team. Okay, well, let's run this one for the fans. Everyone's motivated. So, here we go. It's Celtic versus Rangers. It's at Parkhead. One of the easier to replicate grounds, I imagine, in Football Manager for the SI to do. I know they're not trying to be 100% accurate with it, but it's fairly... They've made some progress, I think, from previous years as we kick off. And nothing's happened in the first sort of 7 minutes or so, and really I've covered everything. Really glad to get Sasso under a new contract, 4.5 million. I think I could replace him for quite easily. Maybe even with a better centre back as well. The wages obviously be the issue there, and I've been quite strict on what I've been given wage wise. As James Tavernier gets booked, and that will be another player suspended at some point this season. And Garner, not so much an issue with that. Toure and Rogic link up. Good ball there to McGregor, and Zuber brings it forward back to McGregor. Zuber. This is what I mean by he just cuts inside. I'm trying to try and keep him wide, and he just gets so much. He just finds a way inside so easily every time. He done the same in the last game as well a few times. And it was an absolute nightmare, and I'm not really sure how to counter that, to be honest, other than try to show him down on his right foot, on his left foot even, which would show him down the wing. Jack Thompson obviously in for the suspended Rossiter. Not an ideal time for the youngster to be having to come in. Oh, Moran there out of 10. That'd be a straight red, I would think himself. And Scott Sinclair comes off for near beat-on. So how are they actually playing now? Let's have a look. Celtic formation. Where is it? Okay, so they're going to play a 4-4-1-1 with a wide of the second ones. Bit bizarre to me. Callum McGregor just goes in. That's 2-footed. That's a straight red as well. So they're down to 9 now. They have lost their heads. And we really need to be winning this game now. They're down to 9 men. We have to win this game. Aggressive. I wouldn't have actually normally done that, but because they're down to 9 men, like let's go. And as you see again, Joe Garner 6.4. This has sort of been the norm when he doesn't score. It's like 6.4, 6.6 is a good game when he doesn't score. So when he's not scoring, he offers very little to the team, and it's frustrating. I'm going to give him till about 60 minutes, and I'll bring on young Matthew Knox. They just shot from. I didn't even get to see really the kick-off there. It just looked like they shot straight from it. And Bain was left scrambling, and he did hold it in the end, but still, a bit embarrassing if you get beat in that situation. Brock Stevens could go on to the bench for this game just because there was no real other midfield options available. Well, I'm actually going to bring on Jordan Thompson for Jason Holt. The other option I can always do is I can bring Jordan Thompson back into this role and Ari Halliday back into that role later on, and bring Stevens could go on for Jack Thompson if he tires too much. Barry Mackay even can also do that role as well. Do you know what? Garner's doing my head in. He says he's looking motivated, but he's just done nothing. Right, tell you what, we've just actually made a tactical change behind him, so let's see if that actually makes any difference. Right, Right, team talk it. Let's team talk it. Right, you're down to a 6.3 now. Demand more. I do not want to see a 6.3 rating from my star striker. You scored 23 goals or something this season. You can do it. I'm going to give him just another couple of minutes for that to maybe try and kick in. Maitland-Niles looking nervous, so I'm going to bring him off. Going to go attacking as well. And yeah, who do I bring off now? Jack Thompson's done, so his day's run. I can't do that sub anymore because yeah, come. I was thinking bringing on Maitland-Niles in that spot, so never mind. And Scugo and Thompson swap round. And Halliday takes the defensive role. And then we're going to go overload with 15 minutes to go. Although we do have a highlight, so I can cancel that quite quickly if we need to. Devlin playing it back to Bain. Look at our press here, this is good. Celtic playing a 4-3-1 now with their just the two. It's the same formation it started with, the 4-5-1, just with the two wide men gone. That's a good ball, and that's Andreas Pereira. Yeah, no, I don't want overload, I want standard now. Come on, settle yourself, game. You know what I'm talking about. Lovely ball from Tavernier here. He will miss a game very soon, but nonetheless, that's a good ball in, and Andres Pereira just finds a gap between his men and just slots home. 1-0 Rangers. We go top of the league here. Rob Elliott plays it forward. John Waters is very good in the air, but Michael Devlin is there first. Kolarov. Agier. Kolarov, just someone break his legs. Obviously, metaphorically, break his legs. Near Beaton, Shevchenko. Out to Zubar. Have they changed their formation again? Because this doesn't look like that 4-5-1 they were playing before. That's not the one I'm looking for. Celtic formation. No, they haven't. It's a good ball in. They've got good players in the air in that box as well. Agier, Shevchenko. They're certainly at least on overload right now. I need to find a way of countering this, but I don't want to do it during this highlight. And that's an absolute howler from Scott Bain. Straight at him. Absolutely straight at him. Yeah, he is offside there, I think, unless the fullback plays him on, but Bain has to do better there. Oh my days. That's why I'm considering bringing Roddy McCrory back in next season, because he's on less wages. Bain's wanting a new contract. I said I would talk about it at the end of the season, because that sort of gives me time to think about, am I proceeding with Bain, or am I going to bring on McCrory, Donaldson and Kelly as like a loan free, with no sort of recognised senior goalkeeper, I feel like. Might need to bring in like a guy that's more experienced to compete with that, of course. So we're not going to take the league lead here. This is an absolutely shambolic performance thanks to Scott Bain's howler. But against 9 men, we have to beat 9 men. That is just unacceptable. One shot on target against 9 men. Just come on. The ref says he was onside, so well the referee report says the guy was onside, so it must have been. Only 2 point. Like even Hibs, if results go their way, Hibs could send the new year at top of the league. They've only just been promoted. But yeah, against 10 men here, we've managed 1 shot on target. That is just not acceptable. And I will be fining Joe Garner for poor performance here, because I've had enough of his poor performances. I'm going to do it. You're going to watch this, and I'm going to get screamed at about it. Discipline player for poor performance. Issue a warning. I'll do that actually. And doesn't even say he's accepting my warning. So, right, this will be the end of the episode. Thank you very much for watching. And I will hopefully see you next time. If you enjoyed this, a like and a subscribe would be hugely appreciated. Thank you very much.